Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Knog Frog bike lights. Knog's Frog bike lights are perhaps one of their most iconic designs and was one of the first silicone bike lights to enter the market back in 2006. In this review, we're going to be looking at the latest iteration of the Frog lights, which has been released as part of Knog's 20th anniversary. The main new feature of these new lights is the COB LED design, which makes it not only brighter, but makes it a lot more flexible in terms of lighting output modes. You can see the packaging is very simple. We have both the front and the rear. The front light is differentiated by the yellow backing, but you can see identical otherwise. Very simple cardboard construction. It's a simple shell with the light actually just attached to it, so you can actually interact with it and then just simply pull it off using the little zip ties. So let's go ahead and take this out of the packaging and review the specs. So retail price on these are $24.95 each. They're either 20 lumens or 40 lumens, depending on which one you choose. The front light is the brighter 40 lumen option. Again, they have a COB LED construction, which is what's called circuit on board. And that means there's actually individual LEDs along the front face. So you can actually see the little dots here. So it's a much more flexible design, gives it a more uniform glow, and allows us to have a lot more options in terms of the output modes. It has a USB Type-C rechargeable port on here, so you no longer have to use a standard battery. You can see if you just pull this port, USB Type-C, so really nice to see. And it's weatherproof with IP65 rating, so you can use this in any weather. Runtimes vary from 60 to 80 hours, with the longer runtime being the front LED in the Eco mode. Both of them are nearly identical as far as what comes with it. Essentially, you just get the light. You're expected to use your own USB Type-C charging cable for this. Now let's take a look at the weight of the lights. So the front light comes in at 18 grams. And then the rear, that also is 18 grams, which is not surprising. Now let's go over the fit and finish of the Knog Frog lights. Although silicone bike lights are ubiquitous now, Knog's Frog lights were one of the first on the market and really revolutionized the game. It's called a frog light because it looks like a frog. You have the head of the frog here, and then the legs or arms kind of wrapping around. So it's very flexible, and just like a frog, it can be mounted anywhere. So a very versatile and simple approach to a bike light. There's also quite a few colors here. Obviously you can get it in black, and you can see the main difference between the front and rear with different lumens and runtime, but also the yellow backing, which is visible when the light is off. This is the front, that's the rear. They also have quite a variety of colors, which is always nice. So Knog not only has really good engineers on the team, but they also have very nice designers, and that means they're actually conscious of color schemes and the overall usability. So you can get a variety of colors. You can see green, red, blue, teal, as well as a gray finish. So really nice options, and you can mix and match to find the one that matches your bike color or your favorite color. So pretty cool of them to offer this. A lot of bike light accessories just seem to be black, even though people have personality and they want different designs. As far as the interface, it's pretty simple. The power button is actually right on top. It's actually inset into the frame of the housing. And then you can see, you can hold it, turn it on and off, and then hold it to turn it back on. One button to cycle through. There's 9 different options here. So quite a few options, not the brightest light on the market, obviously. But you can see the COB LED design is very cool. You can see the individual LEDs. And then because there's so many of them, you have these really cool designs. So you have the sparkly modes, you have the night rider back and forth, and then a variety of flash options. So really good for daytime riding. This is definitely a B scene light, not a 2C light, so it's not bright enough to really register. But great if you're riding in urban situations and just want a backup light or something to add a little bit of extra visibility. The light itself just has this long silicone strap, and you wrap it through this hook on the rear, and that's about it. So you can mount this upside down, sideways. Very simple. Unlike the previous versions, which had replaceable batteries, this one actually has a simple recharge port that's actually USB Type-C, which is pretty rare these days. Everything still seems to be micro USB. The taillight's not quite as bright as the headlight at 20 lumens versus 40, but you get the same 9 mode options. So again, very unique, and the lighting modes really make it stand out. 9 seems like a lot of options, but you can really find the one that matches your style, and you have mode memory. So if you turn it off and then turn it on, it remembers where you were, so you don't have to cycle through. It does have the rubber finish, which collects a lot of dust. We've seen this with the other Knog products. It's almost impossible to keep this clean, so despite your best efforts, it's always going to look a little bit dusty. Here are some of the output modes of the headlight. The taillight's identical, just has a different color and slightly different lumen and runtime. The production mode of this light obviously has 9 modes. We're only showing 5 of them, so they have some more creative ones, and the speeds are slightly different than what we're showing here. But really nice designs and very creative because of the COB LED design. So nice uniform glow, and because there's individual LEDs, you can do that sweeping motion as well as the standard constant modes. Now in terms of on the road, this light is bright, but it's not a daytime bright light, and it's not bright enough to really light up the road. So the headlight is definitely just to ensure other people see you. So it's really nice design and a lot of eye-catching patterns to choose from. So a nice light to supplement an existing one or for urban riding. Now let's compare the Knog Frog with other lights on the market. Being a little silicone light, these are definitely designed just for a be seen style light. So compared to a lot brighter lights, they're not really designed to shine the road or let you actually see in front of you. So we have an example of that. This is the Bontrager RT set. This is the Flare RT and then the Ion 200. So 200 lumens versus just the 20 and the 40. So a lot brighter, a little bit bigger, but they share the same kind of rubber strap design. Hornet also has their Flare, which is a lower powered light, but again, bigger. So a larger design and not quite as flexible as the Frog we can just put anywhere. Knog also has a lot of other lights. We have the Blinder V here, which shares a really cool illumination patterns, which is a really nice feature of the company. So the daytime flash, and then you have various options with the same COB LED. So it's nice to see them really embrace COB LED designs and do more flexible lighting patterns. Planet Bike also has the Shiner set. So this is the Shiner 70, so brighter, but designed to be flexible like the Frog. And you can see a wider face on here with the single LEDs instead of the COB design. So not quite as uniform as the Knog, which is one big benefit of a COB LED design, and not quite as creative in terms of the output modes. Magicshine also has a bunch of CME lights. We don't have the CME 20 on us, which has a design that's more similar to the Frog with lower power. This is the CME 150. You can see bigger. You have a much more focused LED, so we definitely recommend using the Frog in conjunction with traditional taillights or headlights like the Magicshine or a Bontrager setup. Now let's go over the pros and cons for the Knog Frog lights. What we like about them is they have very flexible silicone mounts. You can essentially put them on anything, whether it's a bike or scooter, and they're quick to put on and take off. Also, you have eye-catching COB LED patterns. They got really creative with them. You have the 9 options, and there's some patterns we haven't really seen with other lights. Also, you have a very intuitive battery status display when you turn it on, and that red low battery indicator on the rear to tell you you're low. So it's a great way to keep track of the battery. The one negative with these lights is the fact that they're very hard to clean. Something about this rubber coating just attracts dust and dirt, so you're always scrubbing them and they still look a little bit dirty. Taking everything into account, we'd give the Frog lights a 9.3 out of 10. These are versatile and eye-catching, be-seen style lights. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclists. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.